Hello everybody and welcome back to Operation Logistics, where we are currently working on our road entries. So let me just pull up the hex grid here, and you can see that it generates us a very nice road, with the exception of this entry. This entry is working by pure chance. It's working there by pure chance as well. Here neither of them are working. So we need to get those set up to properly determine whether they should be straight or whether they should be, you know, not so straight, whether they should be a corner. So let's go ahead and do that. First thing we need to do is set our other position. So if road, actually, we need to determine if we are in our, if we're in our first couple of road entries. So let's say if, let's see, where are we actually here? Print J road entries dot count. Road entries J equals subhexes I. Road index equals J. Okay, so that's interesting. I'm a little confused by what exactly is happening here with the road index. If index equals 0 or index equals rroad.count minus 1. Okay, so if we are on the last road, yeah, I see what's happening here. As for why we're doing this, I'm not exactly certain. Road entries J equals subhexes I. This is a list of sub-subhexes. So this is getting us a particular sub-subhex. If road entries J equals sub-subhexes I, road index equals J. Where are we using this? Here. Okay, I think we just ignore this. This is used for rotational stuff, and we can get our own. So if index equals, actually, if index is, yeah, if index equals 0, then we say other position equals rroad index plus 1 dot transform dot position. Else, we know from this up here that in this case index would equal rroad dot count minus 1. So we can say other position equals rroad index minus 1 dot transform dot position. Okay, so we now know, and we don't even need the curly braces here, we now know for a fact what our other position is. And we know our fake position is always going to be a particular spot based on which road entry we currently are. So our fake road position would be here, and our real road position is here. So there's that. However, looking at this, we know for a fact it will be one of 3 hexes. We need to just determine which one it is. However, there is a small wrinkle here in that this road entry can be here, 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 or here. So we know it can be these 3, or these 3, or these 3, or these 3, or these 3. That's a small issue there. So, I think what we need to do is we need to do our distance calculation. So one thing we could do is we could try to hard code all of this. I don't really want to do that. Yeah, I definitely don't want to do that. So let's try to figure out how exactly we can do this. We know for a fact that, well, we definitely need our vector 3 fake position. Okay, so we have our fake position here, and we should treat this as a normal hex, essentially, at this point. So once we have our fake position and our other position, we can kind of just do this. Now, if we want to do that, I definitely think we should split this off into a function. So we can have our sharp corner function, or our sharp corner rotation, we can have our normal corner rotation, and we can have our straight road rotation. Only 60 and 120? Well, it seems to be working. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's do down here. I'm going to make this be a private vector 3, and this is going to be get sharp corner rotation. I don't know what we're going to pass to it quite yet. We might pass the 3 variables, like for example, vector 3 current position, vector 3 previous position, and vector 3 next position, like that. And then this is for sharp corners, so I'm going to go ahead and copy all of this here, and I'm going to paste this down here. This isn't going to work exactly as a drop-in solution. So let's have vector 3 rot equals vector 3.0 to start with, so that we have something to return down here at the end. And then let's return rot. Okay. So subhexes I is obviously not going to work. We're going to need to change all of these. So let's, can I refactor this just in this function? Apparently not. Okay, we're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. So this is going to be replaced with current position. And I need to capitalize that P. There we go. And we don't need dot position, in fact. So just current position dot x. And we'll do that. 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 And this as well. There we go. So, and we're doing this so we don't have to repeat this up here. And let's go ahead and do our rotation for our sharp corners. So rot equals get sharp corner rotation. We'll need our current position, which is subhexes I dot transform dot position dot z. We will need our previous position, and we will need our next position. And I typoed transform. That's still not how you spell that. And we actually don't need the z position. I don't know why I put that. We'll just do subhexes I.transform.position. So now we have our rotation for the sharp corner in a single line of code up here. Much cleaner. We're going to do the same exact thing for the regular corners. There we go. And let's just say private vector 3 get corner rotation. And this is going to be vector 3 current position, vector 3 previous position, and vector 3 next position. And we'll just paste all that in. And then we'll say vector 3 rot equals vector 3 dot 0. At the end, we will return rot. There we go. And now we will need to replace all of the subhexes I.transform.position with just current position. There we go. There's going to be a lot of them. In fact, there are 7 more errors, apparently. So let's get those all cleaned up. Transform.position.z, transform.position.x, transform.position.z, and transform.position.x. And we've got one more here. Okay, so that should have no real change. So let's go ahead and place that up here. as rot equals get corner rotation. And this will be subhexes I dot transform dot position, previous position, next position. Okay. So we now have our rotations here and here. We do not yet have our road rotations, which I'm wondering why we only have one for 60. That's vertical, and then one for 120, which would be like here. Oh, the other one is probably 0. Hang on. Let's go ahead and split this off into its own function as well, so we can always change it. So let's do private vector3 get straight rotation, and then vector3 current position, vector3 next position, vector3 previous position. Actually, I think I did it the other way for the others, didn't I? Previous, then next, previous, then next. We should do it the same way. Previous position, and then finally next position. Okay. And then vector3 rot equals vector3 dot 0, and then finally down at the bottom, return rot. Okay, so now we're going to need to grab current position and replace that here. Because yeah, I'm wondering why we only have 2 rotations here when I feel like we should have 3. Did I miss one? Like, if I go up here, rot equals get straight rotation, subhexes I, oops, there we go, dot transform dot position, previous position, next position. Okay. So we've got that sorted. However, I am noticing here that we need like an else. And this would need to be rot equals, we don't need to be 0 because I think 0 is straight up and down. Actually, 60 is straight up and down. 120 would be here, so we would need 180 or just 0. So just else rot equals vector3 dot 0. Now, let's see if we broke anything with our road generation. I hope we didn't. We shouldn't have. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, that all looks fine. Perfectly fine. Fantastic. So now we can access our rotations from other directions without having to re-implement it. That's the thing. And now we actually have our third rotation here for our straight rotations. I think the reason we didn't have that was because we were only doing the road this direction and we weren't having many issues with this direction. But we'll find out if that works later on. So as far as this goes, we know what our other position is for our road entry. We don't know what our fake position is yet. We could hard code that. There's no doubt about that. Let's take a quick look here. So, our fake position, if we go to our sub-subhexes and zoom this in a wee bit, would be right here. And here we know that this would in fact be a straight line. So let's go ahead and break the screen in half here. There we go. Pull up our Unity so that we can actually see what's happening here. And I need an idea for how to get the fake position. Well, let's think about this for a moment. We know which index we are. So we know 0 is right here. We know that for a fact. And then we know that this is 4, because 4, 5, 6. So 0, 1, 2, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it's 0 indexed. So we know that this is here. We definitely could hard-code it. There's no doubt there. But do I want to? We're also going to have some issues. Realistically, maybe we should just do like a switch statement and get it over with. So for example, switch index. So we know that, actually, switch road index, because we know for a fact that that is what we're looking for. We know that our road index is our current entry point. So let's go for like case 0, break. Case 1, break. Case 2, break. Case 3, break. Case 4, break. Case 5, break. Okay, so with this switch statement, we know where-ish our positions are. So we could say fake position equals... The question is, how do we calculate it at this point? So this here is in a local position of 0.52 versus a local position of 0.693. That's not in global position, of course. So fake position would then... We know the distance here between our current position and other position will always be pretty much exactly the same. And we don't necessarily know which side it will be. However, we can determine our rotation as well as what type of tile if we had our fake position set. So hypothetically, if I were to move this guy over to here and then down to here, it's not exactly correct, but 0.866 would be what we'd be looking for. So a Y position of that is correct. A Z position, oh yeah, this is local. Y position of 0 then, and then this would be 0.866. So this would be our fake position right here. And the real question is, what actual position is that? Like, what world position is that? Now, that's actually not helpful because we need to know the position relative to this hex. Right? No, we're working in world positions as it is. And we get it relative. That'll be fine. So, I think what we need to do is we need to just say, take this position here, and then we 0, 0, 0 it, and 0, 0, 0 this as well. And then let's just move this guy to be, we need to be here. So that would be placing him right about there. Which isn't amazingly helpful. Let's go ahead and... How do I want to calculate this fake position? Because the scaling is what's throwing me off. Well, first off, let's hide our subhexes, so we can work with our sub-subhexes. And we know we're working right now with this tile. So, this tile's position is currently 0.693. Let's go ahead and bring him up over here. And then let's have this hex. I'm going to duplicate it. Bring it up as well. This is definitely not the easiest way to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. And let's position him over here. 0.0732. No, that's not right. Okay, so 0.45. What if we place this at an X position of 0.09? Okay, that ain't right either. Needs to be approximately 0.75. And then moved down here. Okay, this is definitely definitely awkward. So how do we go about finding this fake position? Well, maybe what we should do is take this hex and rotate it around here 180 degrees. So let's just take these two hexes, duplicate them, take this up here, so we're not messing with our subhexes. Oh wait, these are subhexes. We want to be in sub-subhexes. Let me try this again. There we go. Take these two hexes, so these two hexes, duplicate them, bring them out. There we go. And then I'm going to parent 73 to 74, so we've got that. I'm going to hide the sub-subhexes, place 74 at 0, 0, 0, like so. And so we can see that this one is 0.173 off. I'm going to make it 0.1732. There we go. And then let's rotate this guy 180 degrees. So with a 30 degree rotation, we'll just add 180 for 210 degrees. Okay. And then let's bring this guy out here. And we can see 0.0086, 0.0087-ish if we round it. 0.866, actually, 0.00866. So, fake position equals new vector 3, 0f, 0f, 0f for right now. Now, we know that our z is 0.00866. And I'm going to go ahead and make that be negative. So I'm going to round this off. That's a floating point issue there. 0.8. Come on. There we go. 0.866. Okay. And this is just 0.15. Once again, a floating point issue. 0.015f. And then we need to take the current position. So let's go ahead and get vector 3 current position, because I don't want to be bothered with this. Current position equals subhexes I dot transform position. Okay. So our fake position is this currently, and that's hard-coded, which I'm not a huge fan of doing, but I guess it'll have to do. So our fake position equals new vector 3 0.015f 0f and negative 0.00866f. Now we need to offset that from our current position. So if we simply add them together, so current position plus new vector 3. So like that. So that's our fake position for case 0. And then if we put this back in, like, come on, like so, there we go, and rotate this guy again, he will need to be, what, right here, so 270 degrees. Rotate it 60 degrees, yeah, that makes sense. So 270 degrees, and then bring this guy back out again. This is case 1 right here. So we need to just copy this, and I'm actually going to embiggen this slightly, but I'm going to just paste this in all of these. Oh, come on. You can be embiggened enough for that. There you go. Excellent. And now we're just going to need to adjust our offset a little bit. So, for case 1, our offset is very clearly 0.01732. So, just simply 0f, and then on the y-axis, 0, and then on the z-axis, negative 0.01732. Okay. So there's that. Oh, come on. You don't have to compile every time. Let's just add 60 degrees. 330. Excellent. So this should be the inverse of this. Negative 0.15f, but it's still negative 0.866 because we're still down. So yep, that is perfect. And let's go ahead and add in another 60 degrees. So then case 3, this is correct, case 3 would be at exactly the opposite. So let's negate 0.15f, and let's make this 866f positive, and all of the future 866fs will actually be positive, but this will be 1.732. So this next one, case 4, is obviously going to be this, but inverted. And I'll prove that here. Come on, there we go. Oh, I think I did that wrong. 73 goes into 74. There we go. So plus 60 degrees. No, not 96. 60 degrees. There we go. So as you can see, 0, 0, 1732. So that will be this one right here. No, this is case 4. So 0f, 0f, 0.1732f. And that needs to be positive. And then finally, our last one. And again, we can assume that these are negations. We'll add 60 degrees here. And this guy will be 0.15 positive, and then 0.866 positive. So that is already correct. Okay, so we now know our fake positions. So we now need to know a couple of things. We know it isn't an intersection, we know it's a road, so we need to determine whether to make it a straight road or not, and we can do that exactly the same way we did right here. So, we're going to just copy this right here, and I'm going to paste this right here, and it's not going to work as is, obviously, but let's just go ahead and get ourselves, instead of next position and previous position, it's going to be other position and fake position. Like so. Why is this? Oh, because I don't have a default in here. Fake position equals vector3.0. Break. That should never happen. But it just wanted that there so that it didn't freak out. So previous position will always be, at this point, fake position. And then other position will be here. Now that won't necessarily always work, but let's take a quick look at how this works. I'm not going to do road equals... In fact, I'm just going to comment out all of this. But we are going to do spawn road equals true. So let's see how that works. We are going to need to get rid of these map hexes here and turn on subhexes and sub-subhexes again. There we go. And let's see how this works. It may or may not. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. So it worked, but this road, this straight road here, as you can see, is not quite in the right angle. If it's a straight road, we can actually assume the rotation, because we already have it calculated here. So if it's a straight road, the rotation is always going to be this. And we don't need road equals road prefab. There we go. And now as long as the corners were working in all directions, I think it's working. Look at that. Okay, that's that bug again. But yeah, that's creating some gorgeous roads. Yeah, I'm super happy with that. That's a great note to end this episode on. Next episode, we will be working on some interesting problems, also to do with the road generation system, because we will be turning on additional roads, seeing how they generate, and then dealing with the problems created with the intersection. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pause this here. And we will also investigate what exactly is going wrong with this particular road. It's at 0, 0, 0. Oh, I bet it is this. Instead of being vector 3.0, it needs to be at what? 120? Or negative 60. So it needs to be at 120. So let's just copy this and paste this in here. And we'll rerun it. Theoretically, we should have no more issues. Let's find out, shall we? Hey, look, an issue. Okay. So, this road is at 120 degrees and should be at 0. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode we'll take a look at what's causing that. See you all then.